1981 and welcome back to round 2 of the 2023 Waste Management Phoenix Open here at TPC Scottsdale. I do hope everything is well within the live stream. I am just going to quickly check that we are live and hopefully we've got everything set up perfectly. But it's great to be going live on the channel. And as always, thank you so much for the continued support. It truly is appreciated. I'm actually not seeing anything that I am live. As you all know, I don't do this regularly enough. But it actually does look like I am live. And hopefully the audio and everything is fine. Let me just edit a few things on the video. And we will tee off on EA Sports PGA Tour Rory McIlroy. So let's take a look at the clubs I am using. I am using the entire Megalodon series, which is a EA Sports brand. So we do have the 9.5 degree driver, the 3 wood, 3 hybrid, 5 hybrid, the 3 wood. Why have I got 2 3 woods? Just as well I've checked that. Let me change club. I'm actually going to go iron. We are using the Megalodon and we will go with a 2 iron. Wow, that is a club I've not seen in a long, long time. The 2 iron, my goodness. You need to be a god to hit that. Then we've got the 5 iron, the 6 iron, the 7 iron, 8 iron, and 9 iron. Then we go to the 48 degree wedge, the 52 degree wedge, the 58 degree wedge, and I am using the Bridgestone golf putter and the EA Sports Spin Series white golf ball. Hey Nigel, how's it going, pal? Yeah, slowly getting there, mate. It's going to be a long recovery, mate, but every day is a challenge, but it's just a case of kicking on and continuing well, life, mate, that's all it is. But thank you very much for everyone that has joined the live stream. Please make sure to leave a like. But great to have you in the live stream, Nigel. I'm just trying to check a few things out here, guys, before we do tee off. It will be round 2. Like I say, thank you so much for all the likes, the views, and the new subscriptions we have received on the channel the past few days. It really does encourage me to continue uploading to YouTube. Right, so here we are. Let me see. I do apologize. I am just editing a few things just to make sure the quality and everything's the best I can have it. I can't seem to edit anything from my phone on the YouTube studio with this app, so I'm having to use my laptop. But that should be it. We should be good here. So let's get right into this, guys. We did absolutely cut up round 1. We're way in the lead, and we are going to tee off on round number 2. Cannot wait for EA Sports PGA Tour, but there wasn't great news yesterday regarding the fact that on console the game is going to be capped to 30 frames per second. It isn't ideal, not on next gen. We've all been used to playing 60 frames per second with the PGA Tour 2K franchise, and also the fact that there will not be dynamic weather when the game is launched. I think reading between the lines, it will be updated and patched in the coming days, weeks, within the launch of the game. But it's not a great selling point, and I think it may hurt EA. At least they've been honest. That's one thing we've got to give them the respect for, is they have been honest of how the game's going to launch. They've made it crystal clear. I'm not a huge tech guy.
Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game
so I'm not sure
it is by far the biggest
how poor
event in the sport.
The gameplay is going to look, or it's going to play. It is going to be 4K, 30 frames per second, but you would need someone more technical minded than me to break it all down.
Everybody wants to know about 16, the famed par 3 here, surrounded by those skyboxes. Once again, that'll be a topic of the day. But really, this is a regular sight for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014.
So I do have a 3-shot lead there over Nick Watney. Wow, that's another name from the past.
Fans every day, better than 500,000.
I just wonder what some of these golfers are up to these days.
Mixed in with a heck of a tournament.
There's a nice opening tee shot.
This could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
And that is going to find the right-hand centre
Just a good
off the fairway.
Shot right there, about 280 yards.
You outfit for today.
Good look at the green.
So 136 yards out, 1 mile per hour wind, very mild wind conditions here. Yesterday, the gameplay was delayed for, I think it was about 45 minutes due to frost in America. Wow. The 2 Canadians are at the top of the leaderboard at 5 under. And I am looking forward to watching the coverage today. Hopefully this ball gets down and kicks forward. Just that fast. Taking me over to the right by the looks of things. But we are pin high. Yardage was bang on, to be fair.
Easy putt on the way.
We've got a little bit of natural spin.
Over this putt, concentrating on the read.
It's going to be a downhill putt, 12 feet. Fair amount of movement in this, but we were deadly from this range yesterday in round 1. Is that going to turn? Oh, it did turn.
Picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No,
it did turn. It grazed by the left-hand side of the cup. It's disappointing that I've not picked up a birdie there. It's going to be a kick-in par from 6 feet, which I do convert. And let's check out the leaderboard. Nick Watney.
In for par.
3 shots behind me, but these guys are all in the clubhouse. Kevin Na, Jim Furyk still there and thereabouts. So it's just about continuing to put distance between me
they've added a new tee,
and the guys who have finished their round.
Still a semi-blind tee shot. A hole that bends.
I am playing on the most difficult settings on the game. The tour settings, I can't make it any more difficult other than take all the green grids and the camera functions off. But one thing I couldn't find on this game is I can't alter the AI difficulty. There's just not an option for it, which is bizarre. Hey, Scotsman, my money is in Furyk. Jim Furyk still plays. Good to have you in the live stream, Scotsman. I do hope you're well. Thank you very much for stopping by. Please make sure to hit the like button, guys. It's free, and it does help me out massively. So 140 yards to the pin. I think we could probably overpower a 48-degree wedge here. That wind is helping me just ever so slightly. Slope at my feet's going to take me a little bit to the right. I got a full swing. This should be money. It should sit down almost instantly. It has done. It's another fantastic approach shot. Getting our XP there. Close approach, natural spin, greens and regulation. Very little movement in this one. We will just play it firm. It should hold its line. It does hold its line. It's our first birdie of round 2. It's going to put me to 12 under par.
That's 12 under par now for the tournament.
And we are just blowing.
Now on to the third, first par 5 on the
PGA Tour pros out of the water here.
The length of the hole hasn't really changed. It used to be 2 fairway bunkers down the left. Now there's only 1. Still a hazard that runs down the right side. A strategic hold if you can't make this par.
Not the best of swing lines there, but it is going to find the centre of the fairway. It's probably going to be another driver off the deck if I want to reach this in 2.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark. Second shot.
3 wood, 239. Certainly not going to get me there. We got a very favourable kick yesterday. I'm going to try and repeat that shot. Obviously today the pin's right at the back of the green. It will leave me a longer putt uphill. But let's see if we can repeat the shot from yesterday. It should kick off the desert. I called it the bunker yesterday. It wasn't. That's just desert. Firm sand. It should kick out of there and hopefully
Frank,
up onto the
it's one thing
dance
to make
floor.
good contact. It's another.
It's a lovely strike. I've got the overswing.
Club to hit.
Yes, so often people
Watch this for a
want to try and
kick.
hit the ball the exact number. But if that flag
Didn't
is
get
right
there.
on the front,
It's going to leave me
you have all that
a
green
chip or
behind
potentially a
you.
flop
You
from
can
the
use
heavy
all
rough.
of that. There's nothing in the game that says maybe I
That's
should just
nasty.
take another club and make sure that I'm
91%
putting. Too often
though.
people
Very
only
favourable.
look purely at where that flag is.
Very favourable lie. Let's see if we can flop this. So 32. That should be good due to the lie punishment. I certainly don't want to be short. I'll try to get up to the top tier of the green. Yeah, I played that well.
Well, that's what separates
Pin
the
high
good
again.
players from the great players. The ability to get it that close
It
from
should
that
be another
kind of line.
makeable putt. There
Chance
is a
for
fair
back to
turn
back.
here, from right to left even. I don't think that putt is going to turn as much as it suggests, especially at my feet because I'm just on that bead. That's a really good read. If only I could putt like this in PGA Tour 2K23.
That finds the bottom
It's
of the
killing
cup.
my game at the
Call that
moment.
a
I'm
birdie.
playing well from tee to green. It just cannot make putts.
Here now at the par 3 fourth. Frank, what's the setup here?
Plays a little downhill, so it won't play its full 180 yards. You can perhaps take one club off the decision off the tee. The green, as you can see now, is a little wider than what it was deep. The bunkering, though, is certainly excellent there. A little pop bunker on the
It's
right
going to
side.
deal off
one
this
there
a
if you come
tiny
up
bit.
little
This
short.
is a lovely,
And there's
lovely
another one
hole.
on the left
That
side,
wind
should you
won't really
pull your
affect
tee
me.
shot.
See if we can land this at the left-hand side of the green. Swing timing's pretty good here. It's ideal yardage. With the firm conditions, that is just going to kick on. Just run onto the fringe. It is going to leave me a little chip in. Hey, Sharpie, I was just speaking about that at the start of the video. I mean, for me, it's a bit of a concern. I'm not the most technical minded of guys. Someone with better knowledge could hopefully answer it. But for me, and my understanding is, the game is going to be locked in 4K resolution at 30 frames per second on console. You do not have an option to, like quality or performance mode that we've got here, where you could toggle between the frames per second. PC is going to be fine. They can play in unlocked frames. They're going to be 60, 120, and unlocked capabilities depending on the power of their PC. But for me, it's a bit of a concern because we are so used to playing in 60 frames per second on console with PGA Tour 2K. I bought a next generation console for games like EA Sports. I know the current version of PGA Tour 2K23 isn't really geared towards next gen console. Is it going to prevent me from buying the game or playing it? No, it won't, because I think they will release updates to improve the game as they go along, like 2K are doing. The bigger concern for me is the lack of dynamic weather. That is definitely getting patched in, but in Rory, you cannot change the weather. You can change the time of day. So that's all we're going to have on EA Sports PGA Tour, let's call it 2023 to my knowledge. You will just be able to change, let's say, morning, lunchtime, evening. That's it. It'll just be the lighting you can change. So you won't be able to have rain. You won't be able to add wind. It is a bit of a concern, but like I say, we need to get more information. I need to play the game. I have been guaranteed early access, so hopefully I get my hands on that soon. Obviously, I won't be able to say anything until nearer the time. It won't prevent me from playing the game, showcasing it, and purchasing it if I need to purchase it, but it is a little bit of a concern. But 10 out of 10 for them coming out and being honest. I mean, a lot of companies these days just aren't honest on how games are going to be when they launch. I watched a very good video, and I will link it to my YouTube, regarding the upcoming game, and it was the game designer, Craig, from the recent interview. I forgot his surname. It's a fantastic interview. I shared it in my Discord. He was very open, very honest, and interestingly, like we all know, he did say games are now no longer on a cartridge or a disc. It's mainly digital. You can still buy games hard copy, but at a flick of a switch, these guys can implement things at their end to fix games and improve it. But yeah, it's a little bit of disappointing news for the guys like me who are really looking forward to PGA Tour. That's got a chance of going in. Oh, I didn't hit it.
You like this one, Frank?
That's a good one. Safely on.
But until I actually play the game and see it with my own eyes, I'm not going to diss it. From what I've seen, the gameplay footage looks excellent. Whether that was PC, console, I've got no idea. But that's my thoughts on it at the moment. I think it's important we don't overreact.
Now to the 5th hole.
But it is a bit of a
par 4.
A kick in the teeth. It's the first disappointing news I think we've had regarding the game.
They've now been put together to form.
I need to tidy up my swing line here.
That really make you
getting lazy.
Tee shot. It takes a very big drive to try and carry that bunker on the right. At least.
But I do hope the audio is okay, guys. Hopefully the commentary and things is not too loud and overpowering
and back towards the
my voice. It'd be great to know. This club should be ideal. It's down 4 feet. Let's go with a partial. Let the wind swing us around. Slope at my feet is going to take me slightly left as well. There's our swing line. That's far better. This should be money.
Oh, solid strike. Right in the
Come on, it should release out. Slope didn't really move me, but it is a good approach shot. We really are getting dialed into the flag sticks here. It's another subtle downhill putt. Once again, just a little bit of right to left movement. Right into the heart of the cup.
That's a birdie. And that's a good position from.
And like I said in yesterday's video, I am playing this on the hardest settings available in the game. Yes, I could take off the green grids and disable the zoom in cameras and stuff, but
where do you go with 3
I've just never been one of that. I want to showcase the course.
If the breeze is at your back, you can drive it all the way down the right side and take.
Is the game easy? Compared to PGA Tour 2K23 Master Swing difficulty, which I play on, it is. I think the putting's far easier in this game, or maybe I'm just better at the putting.
Or if you have to lay up, it's going to leave a much.
What I've got to remember as well is I grew up with these games. You know, I played every version of EA Sports golf games, right from the start, right through the Tiger Woods era, all the way to Rory.
Frank, really good chance from this position
PGA Tour
to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing.
And HB Studios' version of the golf game really has improved my game. It's increased my understanding of golf. So huge shout out to them on that, and hopefully it stands us all in good stead for the upcoming EA Sports PGA 23, whatever we want to call it. But I think people are under the conception that this is going to be an arcade game. It's not. In that video that I'm on about, that I will link to YouTube later on today, it's a really good in-depth interview with the game designer, and he says this game is simulation. He says he wants the game to be as close to playing golf on a computer as you can get it. Yes, you can make the game easier like you can in 2K and have the arcade features with the ball spin and the power boosts. But a huge thing that dropped yesterday as well, and he mentions it in the video, is caddies, local caddies from Augusta, played the game. They disabled the green grids. They played Augusta National on EA Sports PGA Tour 2K23, and they successfully navigated the greens. They knew exactly, due to the accuracy of the course, they knew how the greens were going to break. So for me, that's massive, especially for true sim players. I will probably dabble into that in the EA Sports PGA Tour 2023, because on the current golf game, PGA Tour 2K23, it's so hard to read greens. You know, it's very hard to determine, is the ball breaking left, is it breaking right, is it uphill, is it downhill? So that's something they have implemented into the game, and I think it's going to be an outstanding feature, to be honest. And I just cannot wait to play the game. But sorry.
This is a good-looking shot.
Will be interesting to see if patches after the release. Yeah, in the interview they said they will be adding the dynamic weather into the game, and I'm pretty sure they'll add or unlock the frames from being capped. But until we have more news, there must be a reason why the game is being capped at 30 frames per second on console. Now, like I said in my Discord, I did find an article or a Facebook post or something. I can't recall where I seen it. And for an hour and a half last night, maybe an hour, maybe not an hour and a half, I was scrolling the internet to find this article, and I could not find it anywhere. Now, this guy who seemed to know what he was talking about, and this was 2 or 3 days before us all finding out that it's definitely capped at 30 frames per second, which we all realised yesterday after the release of the interview. Our putting's on fire here. He explained why console was going to be, in his opinion, capped to 30 frames per second. And it was due to the shot link
on to the par 3 7th, 215 yards from that back tee box,
attribute
Frank.
that's going to be in the game. Now, I think that's going to be a great feature along with a few others. I don't have enough understanding of computer games and technology to understand why shot link being in the game is going to cap the frames per second to 30 on console. I don't understand. And I wish I paid more attention to the article, and I just wish I shared it at the time. But the guy was obviously in the know. I mean, they stated right at the start that console would be 30 frames per second 4K, but I thought there would be an option to toggle like PGA Tour 2K23 where you go from performance mode to quality mode and you can adjust the frames per second. I didn't think it would be capped. But I'm going to try and find that article today, unless it's been removed, and maybe it shouldn't have been released when it was. That's a lovely strike, by the way. Where's the heartbeat moment? Come on, surely. Ah, it's long.
Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Scotsman would rather play a slower frame rate than encounter annoying in-game bugs. All we ask is that it's playable. If they get that right, then I totally agree, mate. I mean, like I said, I don't have the knowledge. I'm not clued up. I'm not a techie guy when it comes to frames per second and what they actually do. What's the difference between 30 frames and 60 frames per second? But if the game drops, it looks good, because I want it to look good. Like I say, what's the point in it being on next-gen console and it doesn't look like a next-gen game? But just as important for me is that the game plays well. It doesn't have a lot of bugs and issues and glitches. And online, if it's good, going by the looks of it, I don't think there's going to be the societies or the country clubs that you used to call it at release. I'm not 100% certain. There's going to be ranked lobbies, which I think's good. You can play with friends. Oh, we've chipped in. We're just cutting this game up at the moment. But yeah, for me, it is a bit of a disappointing news with the frames per second and the dynamic weather. But it's not going to be a game breaker where I'm not going to buy or showcase or play the game, you know.
In years gone by, but those
I think there's far more going for the game. There's far more good points,
it forces the player to go down the right
and
side,
promising attributes. They far outweigh the negatives in the game. Hey, Mr. Jimmy Roberts, welcome to the live stream, pal. I do hope you're well. If you could make sure to leave a like on the video, guys, it would really help me out. And if you are new to the channel, please make sure to smash the subscribe button. We are truly cutting this course up at the moment. And someone said yesterday that maybe I'm making the game look a little bit easier than it should. My swing timing is certainly better today than what it was in yesterday's round. I mean, there's a tiny fast and a short swing, and look how far left the ball leaked.
No doubt they'll be happy with that shot. Well played.
But there's no denying that Rory McIlroy was a huge disappointment. I mean, from Tiger Woods 2014 to this, it was a massive disappointment. This game didn't last long. It sunk in the water within 3-4 months. They never maintained it. So hopefully they've learned from their lessons. And I just can't miss a putt. Hopefully they've learned from the lessons, and EA Sports PGA Tour 2023 is going to be a brilliant game.
Here at the par 4,
and with the competition from 2K and HB, it's only a good thing, guys.
Down the right side that you have to be very
2K have got the advantage of having the game designer. That's always going to be a huge factor for designers. But for me, I'm a player. I don't design courses. I've never bought an EA Sports game for anything other than the playability, the customization, how good it looks,
this is a position where a player
career mode,
absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance
and the online
to make a
capabilities.
This is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only
in
thing
between
you're really
clubs
looking
here,
at
we're going to have to
right
play
now
a
is just
partial
the
8
flag.
iron. It is up 7 inches. Just going to try and land this at the front of the green, and hopefully it stops pretty quickly. A tiny fast. It's going to take me long and left. Yardage is decent once again.
This really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today.
Oh, it's crazy, mate, but I think it's more due to my build, Scotsman. I did touch upon it yesterday.
Concentration and focus at this point.
It was just by chance I started playing career mode, and when I seen the next event was the current PGA Tour event, the Waste Management Phoenix Open, it was a no-brainer to play it and showcase it on the channel. I've went with a finesse and balanced character build. So power's not my main aim. But yeah, it is crazy. I think the average driving stats on the PGA Tour is something like 290 yards. And then you've got big hitters like John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, Rory, who are they're just skyrocketing drives, you know, and finding fairways. It's ridiculous. But also with that is technology. You know, technology's changing constantly. Oh, wow. I would give my left thumb to be able to putt like this on PGA Tour 2K23.
Yet another birdie.
And the reason I say my left thumb is I don't use it.
Setting up to start the back 9
Not
here,
to play
and if
play
it's
golf
anywhere
games
near
anyway.
as good as the front 9, Frank Hill will be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing
There's the
without
overswing.
focusing on the score.
Really got to grips with my swing timing
Well, this
today.
looks good.
Certainly is.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10. Frank, it's
One
not
must
just a golf
remember this game.
tournament at the TPC
Yeah, this game
Scottsdale.
came
It's
out
a
with
party.
7
It's a
courses, Jamie. It was ridiculous.
throwdown, isn't it?
It certainly
And
is.
I've had
The
discussions on
atmosphere
my
works,
Discord.
It just fits in. The players are aware
The
of
new
it.
EA Sports
They're quite
game
fine
is
to play
dropping with
amongst it
30
too,
courses.
because
Let
it's
that
just-
sink in.
it's
I've
such
never
a
known
real
any
event.
game
And
from
to
an
be
EA
honest,
Sports
a lot
franchise
of
to
the
drop
fans,
with
and
that
there were almost
amount of
180,000
courses on
on
launch.
Saturday alone
I think
in
the most I can
2013,
recall
a
was
lot
like
of the
22,
fans,
and I think that
they
was
don't see a
Tiger Woods
single golf shot. They're too busy
2014.
having
I
a
mean,
good
that's
time having a
insane.
party.
You'll have a fantastic career mode. You have daily challenges. That was another thing in the interview I listened to. Like, the guy was saying that the daily challenges, it might be, say, Tiger Woods, for example. They didn't use him, but I'm just using him. He's now working for 2K and associated with him. Now, say he plays a tremendous flop shot, or say Phil Mickelson, who's on the Live Tour, plays a tremendous flop shot. They would implement that into the game, and you'd say you've got 10 shots to get closer to the flagstick than Phil or Tiger. You know, so I'm really looking forward to it. It is disappointing that the game isn't going to drop with dynamic weather, and we are going to be capped at 30 frames per second. But until I see footage and play it, I'm not going to overreact. Managed to get the overswing.
Appears to be what they call
Now
a
this should
commercial
sit down.
play,
I
very
think it may
solid.
spin. It did spin.
Early part of this
That's
second
way
round.
short. I
Good
should have
approach
clubbed
shot.
up there and played the
Now,
partial.
pretty good chance for birdie. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today.
But what an exciting time for us, the golf connoisseurs, the guys who are going to be purchasing and playing the game. I can't recall in my lifetime, two big companies like EA and 2K going head to head to create the best golf game for our playing pleasure. It's massive. You know, and both games will have a welcome spot on my channel. I'm not going to pick one over the other. There's plenty going for both games to ensure that the two games can survive side by side without one swallowing the other up. I think the only way that would happen is if EA... Oh, that's the first putt I've missed. I was unlucky.
Close, Frank.
I think the only way that could possibly happen, and I think it would be EA that would swallow up 2K. They're the bigger franchise. They've got the better game engine. As if they incorporated a game designer mode into the game for designers. I think 2K would be in massive trouble then.
Those keep the round going. Those par putts.
But we are cutting this up. We've got a 10-shot lead. I can't. There's not an option for me to make the AI, the PGA Tour pros more play better or play worse. I cannot alter the difficulty. I can't find nothing for it. The only thing I can alter is my swing difficulty. I'm playing on the hardest it is. But this game does look dated now. There is some fantastic features in it that PGA Tour 2K23 doesn't have. I'm just playing this game, guys, mainly to talk about EA Sports PGA Tour. Get used to the game again because it plays completely different. Familiarise myself with it. And keep my eye in for transferring back over to EA Sports PGA Tour.
That one is going to end up in the
I am playing some fantastic shots here. Really happy with some of these approach shots.
Like that was the only place it was going to finish, but
it's my pattern I'm really impressed with.
It's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
But I spent a lot of my teenage years, kept me out of trouble. Probably when some of my friends were out drinking. Oh, that didn't turn.
Well, there's an opportunity.
I was probably at home playing this, being boring.
Just knocking in for a par, and let's forget about this one.
People forget. I mean, when I was younger, we didn't have internet, so all the guys who are probably teenagers now and have grew up with the HB 2K game modes, and even Rory and Tiger Woods 2014 and a few ones before that, we didn't have online play. You know, so we just used to have to play challenges, career modes, and everything. The guys who are younger than me, I mean, I'm 41, I'm an old guy now. These guys were born with internet and don't know any different, you know.
12th hole now, looking at 100.
I remember playing golf games in the Commodore 64. That was my first ever computer. It was the C64, then it was the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, then the Super Nintendo. And I think the Super Nintendo is when I first played EA Sports PGA Tour. I think that's what it was called. Or just PGA Tour Golf. I can't recall. My memory's not what it should be or used to be. I'm just going to apply a little bit of loft here and try and get this ball sitting down. This is a lovely hole, by the way. I've put a slow on that.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's...
That leaked left. I expected that to leak right. Yardage was good, though.
Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. And he'll have this for birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie.
See, that's what I like. Did you hear the commentary there? I'm not sure how the balance I've got the audio. The commentator said, can I go one better here and make birdie? I made a par here yesterday. So the commentary on PGA Tour, EA Sports, is far superior to the boring, mundane, out-of-sync commentary that we have currently on PGA Tour 2K23. That should turn in. The putter, the flat stick's on fire. David Banner, hey pal, a bit late to the stream, so may have missed you talking about it. What do you think about EA? Yeah, David, I have mentioned that. I probably don't want to keep talking about it. If you could check out the video
par 5,
afterwards,
13 here at TPC
it does. I
Scottsdale.
do
Lots of
discuss it.
danger left and
Sorry
right
about
of
the
this
time of
tight
the
fairway,
live stream,
Frank.
guys. I know
This hole
the
has
majority
really
of my
changed
fan
over the
base is
years. It used to be a
Americans,
split fairway. That no longer
probably still
exists.
all in your bed.
That
But I've got
bunker you can
things
see
to
down
do
the
today.
left
I've got
side, which
visitors
you can't
coming,
carry, really defines the
family
left
wanting to
side
come
of
and
this
see me
hole.
and stuff. So I had
Water
to get
still
this
in
video
play down
done
the right,
just now, or I
and,
wouldn't have got
big
it
change
done.
here is the bunkering along the left.
You had to
front
go to a
and
friend's
left
house to play
side of this green.
multiplayer. Hey,
So
Mike,
you
how's
can't
it going,
just
pal? I
blaze
hope
away
you're
and
well.
comfortably expect to
I
hit
always thought
13
the
and 2
commentary was
anymore.
quite good. Yeah, the commentary in this game is second to none. And even on Rory now, this game's what, 8 years old, coming up for 8 years old. The commentary in this game blows PGA Tour 2K23 out of the water. It is something that I'm looking forward to. But yeah, just to briefly say it again, I am disappointed about the 30 frames per second on console, next-gen console. And I am disappointed that
Frank,
dynamic
not the
weather
longest hitter,
won't be
but sometimes you
in the
win
game at
tournaments
launch.
by
It will
putting it in
be
a good spot, and that's
updated,
where we are right here,
incorporated
280 yards out.
into
280 down
it
the middle of the fairway.
after
Will never
launch.
get you in trouble.
Let's hit driver off the day. I've got nothing to lose here. We're playing well. I'm going to try and overpower this a little bit. Try and leave myself a long putt. Right, I got the overswing, but I also got a slow. Now look how left that ball's going. Yeah, that was a silly shot. I probably should have just laid up, but we're running away with this event. It's probably my only poor shot of the day, of the round.
The amateurs, they don't like it as much.
89%. I think that should be good. It is uphill. The ball should shoot right at my feet, looking at the lie, looking at the stands. Oh, Jesus, that came out hot. Oh, wow.
The green.
See the fast, the fast 5%
Frank.
and the
Back
overswing
out onto the
absolutely
fairway.
killed it. What I will say is the game, the short game on the hardest difficulty what I'm playing here on this game is so tough, as you would imagine. I mean, short game is the hardest part of golf in real life. But on this game, it really is tough. Let's see if we can chip this in. Oh, we burned the edge. Almost our second chip in.
He'll be happy with that.
Burnt edge,
Standing over this
10
putt,
XP. If
concentrating
only you got that
on
on
the lead.
PGA Tour, I'd have so much coins. Or XP. We don't get XP, do we? You achieve it on the course. Not for your character and things. Now that should just turn at my feet and hopefully level out. Yeah, Jamie, I agree. I mean, if it was a football game or American football game or hockey or car racing, but also what we're basically doing is hitting a golf ball and watching it in the air. So, like I say, I don't have enough understanding of the differences between 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second. I'm so accustomed to playing 60 frames per second, as we all are, with the current golf games that are out. So, but 4K 30 frames per second, I don't know. I don't know what that means. I'm playing in 4K here. My PS5 set up for 4K. I'm on a 4K TV. So I just don't know how it's going to affect us all. But like you say, I don't think it's going to be a huge game breaker or a deal breaker. Let's get this float this 5 hybrid in. Just land it short of the pin.
I don't recognize him. He was hitting it all over the ball.
This should be really good. That's leaking right again due to that tiny fast. That's so punishing. Yardage was absolutely bang on.
Composure is so different right now.
Well, that's the beauty of this game. You stay with it. It's 18 holes. You keep fighting.
Yeah, David, that's my concern. I mean, I recall 2K21. When that released, that wasn't 60 frames per second. It was 30. Then they introduced the 30 to 60 option. And I'm sure you can still do that on PGA Tour 2K23. Someone might correct me, but I'm sure the quality performance mode option that we have, I'm sure quality takes it back down to 30 frames per second, but makes the graphics look better. Performance puts it up to 60 frames per second, but you lose a little bit graphically. Hopefully I'm correct in saying that. Now, they always stated, I always read from day one when we seen the launch trailer that it said console will be 4K 30 frames per second, but I just assumed, along with everyone, that we would have an option to filter between 30 and 60. I didn't for 1 second believe it would be capped. I've missed that.
Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold.
But I'm repeating myself now, and I do apologise. It's just that there's more people coming in. It's great to have you guys in watching the live stream, guys. Please make sure to leave a like for me, guys. It does really help the channel grow. And if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. But I seen an article. I mentioned it on my Discord channel, and for the life of me, I cannot find it. And it was 2 or 3 days ago I seen this article. Before yesterday, when it was confirmed that 30 frames per second would be locked out. This guy, seemingly in the know, said the reason that consoles will be locked to 30 frames per second was the shot link attribute that's in the game. Now, I think shot link is going to be a fantastic attribute in the game. It's going to give you accurate distances, and it's going to really help us understand our yardages and things. But why, I've got to ask, is with that attribute being in the game, why has the frames per second been locked to 30 due to that? I don't understand it. That's what I need to find out. I need to find the balance. Also in that interview, and I don't think I mentioned this, he stated that this game has been in... they've been building this game for 4 years, just over 4 years. So that is massive. You know, the game got delayed a year. Everyone thought and assumed it was going to be due to there being a game designer included in the game. That's not what materialized. But 4.5 years, or just over 4 years, that they've been building this game that's coming out. That is a long time. So there must be a very specific reason
lead to a big turnaround.
With
that
the right player, yeah.
consoles locked to 30 frames per second.
It's like anyone in life.
You know?
Just want to be pointed in the right direction.
How did that come up so short there? I thought I was comfortably making that.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game.
I don't know why they can't give us a performance fidelity option like almost every other game released today. Yeah, I totally agree. Yes, quality option is. Thanks, Jamie. I thought that was the case. Thanks for confirming that. Let's see if we can flop this. It is my go-to shot on PGA Tour 2K23. Let's see if we can put this in the cup, guys. Try and get another heartbeat moment. Gave it a good chance.
For birdie.
It's going to be another tap-in birdie. I'm not sure what I am today. I've lost track of this round. 20 under. So I think I'm 10 under. So I've played far better today. Certainly getting to grips with the swing timing.
Frank, the one moment that sort of made
this game is easier than PGA Tour 2K23. But what you've got to remember as well, guys, I played a lot of EA golf games.
It was also his reaction,
so probably I do make the game look a little bit easier than what it should be. I'm really in between clubs here. I would love a hole-in-one here, I really would. 152, the green does break from right to left.
And I think Rory McIlroy probably is the only other player.
Let's play for the right-hand side of the pin. Yardage has got to be good here. This is a partial 9-iron.
Still to this day, it's the
we are on the loudest hole in golf, the Coliseum, they refer it as. Fast going to keep that left. I have turned down the crowd noise, guys, because it's deafening on this hole.
He really likes this hole.
But yeah, the fast there killed it.
And he'd do it again today.
The way we've been putting, I'll be disappointed if I don't convert this 12-footer. Ah, that was centre cup all the way. Really got into grips with the putt.
Setting himself up for a good weekend, the Wiley golf instructor makes his birdie. Frank, when you get to the 17th hole,
I don't know why they... Yeah, we said that. Sorry, guys, just catching up with chat.
Shot in the history of golf.
I agree,
Yeah,
not a
everybody
huge
talks
deal
about
since
maybe a
not a
hole
lot
in
of
one at
motion in a
16, but
golf
really
game besides
17,
ball
and
flight,
the
but still
player
odd.
was Andrew
Totally.
McGee.
Hey
Was a good
Jeff,
tee
how's
shot,
it
don't
going,
get me
pal?
wrong.
Welcome to the live
But
stream.
Rich
That looks
needed
good
an
on my
assist.
TV.
Well, the assist
Fantastic,
came
guys. I
from
do really
Tom
appreciate
Byram,
all you
whose
viewers
brother
and
Kurt is a
subscribers
commentator for the
hanging
Golf
out with
Channel.
me.
Tom Byram was
I
just
really
minding his
appreciate
own
the
business,
support on the
standing
channel
on the
recently.
green,
Since
Kurt
I've started
leaning on his
uploading
putter, and
more recently,
you
the
know what
channel has
happened?
gained, I
The
think it's
ball
like
hit
72
Tom Byron's putter,
subscribers in
and
the space of a
Green
couple of weeks, so
into
that's
the hole.
massive.
So, 17.
You all
They
mean a
famous
lot
a
to
little
me,
bit of
guys. It
history.
does
There's a
does
couple
mean
of
a lot
names
that
to
my
drag up from
videos
the
are
top.
getting seen. You guys are liking it.
Frank, really good chance from
So
this
please
position
continue to keep
make a
smashing
birdie.
the like
Yeah,
button.
really the only thing
And
he's
if you are
looking
new
at
to the
right now
channel,
is the
smash the
flag.
subscribe
This
button.
a
This is going to be
green
another
light
flop
special.
shot. It's uphill by 2 feet. Let's attack this. Should land short. And just trickle out. That's going to spin back. Just that short swing on this game kills it.
Picking him up.
Oh, it's just taking
You're
pins
losing
out,
about
one
10,
after the other.
10%,
Been pretty good all day
5%
from
of
this
your
distance,
yardage. That
just
came up
trying to
9
take care
feet
of
short there.
business.
It's a very makeable putt though. It's another birdie. I think that's a 12 under this round. I mean, that's me 22
That's how you
under.
keep
This
a
is
round
ridiculous.
going, making from that distance.
I can't make the game more difficult by disabling the green grids. It's maybe
To the
something I
18th
might have
hole
to
now,
do
and
for
Frank,
round 4
the
and just
original
see how well I
designers
get on.
stepped in and they made this hole quite a bit
We are
more
on the
challenging.
final
Yeah, they
hole
certainly have stiffened it up.
of
The
round
longest
2
hitters in the game, the
at
Dustin
the
Johnsons,
2023
the Bubba Watsons,
Waste
the
Management
JB Holmes,
Phoenix
used to
Open
take it
here at
completely
TPC
over the lake
Scottsdale.
on the left side where there was just one paltry bunker.
I do
Now
hope
there's
you
a
guys
series of
have
bunkers
enjoyed
right
my
across
company.
the
I've thoroughly
field.
enjoyed yours. If you are
And
watching
down
this
the
back
left
on
side,
YouTube
stopping
later,
that attack. You
please
don't
make
have
sure to
respect
leave
this
a like.
that much more off the tee.
It
Final
is
feel
free.
like it's still a short iron
Stay
in,
tuned
but this
for
finishing
all
hole
EA
is
Sports
now a
related
proper finishing hole.
content and PGA Tour 2K23 with the odd truck simulator driving journey thrown in there as well. Let's see if we can finish with a good approach shot here. It's a tiny fast. See what I mean about that tiny fast and probably my swing line. That has really went hard
Good way
left.
to finish
Pin
off
high
the
to.
final approach shot with a birdie opportunity.
Yeah, EA preview looked
We're
great,
gonna try
mate.
again
So,
here
like I
today.
say,
Had
we
a
don't know
nice
what it was
birdie
on.
on
Was
this
it
hole
PC?
yesterday.
Was it console at 30 frames per second? I just don't know. But at least we are getting more information daily in drips and drabs. Their advertising is good. And like I say, I'm going to be staying tuned to the... I've missed that on the right-hand side.
Wow, I thought
I'm
we
going to be
made that.
staying tuned to
Good
the
try.
Phoenix
Just
Open
didn't
today
quite read the break, Frank.
and see if
Yeah, it
we do
shouldn't
get
be a
more
problem,
information
you'd think,
regarding
teeing
the
up here
game.
for par.
Adverts or
grind out a
things like
par
that,
here.
because I think there is
Needs it.
more news dropping. But we are going to finish with a tap-in par. That's 12 under, combined with our first round of 10 under. We are 22 under. We're just
amazing
blowing the
display.
PGA
The
Tour
records
pros
continue to
out
fall.
of the water here. That's a lovely shot of the course, by the way.
So all the scores have
It
been
really is a
posted
nice
for
looking
round
game.
number 2, and look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Nick
Well,
Watney,
two very
Jordan
solid rounds
Spieth,
of golf.
who I firmly
Key right now,
believe
just
is
stay
going to
out
be
of
the
your
cover
own way and
athlete
keep it up.
of
The pressure
PGA
will
Tour
start to build. We know that
2023. I'll
as
put
you
my
get
neck on
closer
the
to
line
end
for
of this
that.
tournament.
But there we go. There's our attributes. But that is it for today's video, guys. I really hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please make sure to smash the like button. If you are new to the channel, smash the subscribe button. Thank you very much to everyone who hung out with me in the live stream. But until the next video, take care, peace out, and love you all. Bye.